Morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Tuesday, the 24th day of December 2024, 12/24/24. I hope that you're safe and healthy on this Tuesday. I hope your family's safe and healthy, and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, who work along with first responders who every day are risking their lives to save other lives. Blessings upon those also that pick up garbage to keep our places clean, and those that make deliveries of important things like food, water, and mail for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women that are out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover the teenagers and children that are victims of child molestation and pedophilia. People that are helping those that are victims of prostitution and child prostitution, pornography, child pornography, victims of human trafficking and sex slavery. Double curses on those perpetrators of these things. Double curses on those who actually profit from these things. And double curses on all the perverts that drive the great demands for these evil industries. Finally, double blessings on the homeless. More than 600,000 men, women, children, families, veterans, senior citizens, homeless in the United States of America, and millions around the world in similar or worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. There was a basketball game last night at Madison Square Garden. The New York Knicks defeated the Toronto Raptors to take their fourth straight win, 139-125. It was a really good game for most of the game. The Knicks let go of the rope in the fourth quarter. It became a little sloppy at the end. But when you're looking at a season in the NBA, like I said, it's 82 games. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's a long 82-game grind. And when you're looking at a team at any particular point in the season, it's like you're getting a snapshot of the team. It's not necessarily what the team is at that moment. It's what you're seeing at that moment and what's developing going forward. Sometimes positive, sometimes negative. And so what we're seeing from the Knicks is the positive development and the growth that most of us fans expected. And we're seeing the results that we're expecting. So this is their fourth straight win. OG Anunoby was ridiculous last night. 31.7 boards, 4 assists. He was ridiculous, plus 25, and a couple of steals. I mean, ridiculous. 4 3-pointers, and of course, lockdown defense. What people were calling them? They were calling them Wingstop. Mikal Bridges, 14 points, 4 3-pointers, lockdown defense. Okay, the first quarter started off a little shaky, but they were slow starting. But the Knicks ended the first quarter 30-28, up by 2. But it was the second and third quarter where they shifted into gear and took over the game, and they were up by as many as 33 in the third quarter, and they were really destroying the Toronto Raptors. El Gato Grande, 31 points, 10 boards, 7 assists. Ridiculous. And the passes he was making, that is why some of you are still suggesting he should be tried at the 4. Stop being ridiculous. There's no 5 in the NBA that could guard him. Yesterday they put a small guy, Mogbo, a 6'7" center, on him. He couldn't handle it. And they put a bigger guy on him. He couldn't handle. Nobody can guard this guy at the 5. So you must keep him at the 5. Don't get NBA 2K and think, well, him and Mitch Robert. No. He should play the 5. He should continue to start at the 5. There's nobody in the NBA that could guard him at the 5. And when the game gets more physical at playoff time, you're going to be very happy you got him, because not only, like I said, nobody could guard him on the perimeter at the 5, and then he can shoot as well. This is what Philly hoped Joel Embiid would be, that he's not, because he's always hurt and he's dirty and all that. Gato is what Joel Embiid was supposed to be. Okay, aside from the Joker, and if you want to count Giannis as a 5, he could play a 4 or 5. There's nobody in the NBA like this guy. So you want to play him at the 5. Every game he continues to show that. You don't want to mess with him at the 4. You got Precious, Hart, and then you got Precious and Hart, and then of course you got OG that could play the 4. See, we're good. We're good there. Brunson only scored 12 points, had 7 assists, but again, what made this game great for Brunson is he read the game. I always was saying to y'all, he's too smart of an NBA player. He plays the game on a cerebral level. The two things that make him extremely great in terms of and dangerous for the opponents and great for the Knicks is he plays the game here. He plays a thinking man's game. And of course, there's his footwork, which is elite, all-time elite. Okay, so he has those two things, and what he's been doing this year better than I've ever seen him do since he's been in the pros is he's reading the game. He's reading what the game is dictating. As Thibs always says, the game tells you what to do. It really does. And so he reads the game, and he's been reading it like he's Evelyn Wood on reading a book. I mean, he picks it up, gets it done, and starts playing the way he's supposed to play. And man, he only had 12 points, but of course, he was dynamic. And in fact, the Knicks went into halftime. They were dominating by halftime, and he hadn't even scored yet. See? And he missing free throws. He didn't have his rhythm, but didn't matter. El Gato, OG, McCall, Hart with the hustle, Precious Achua with the boards and the defense. Precious Achua scored 5 points, had 7 boards, had 2 assists, a block, and he did not play his best game, Precious Achua. He was actually negative, but in terms of plus minus, but he was still effective. And like I said, we got to give him time. He's only been back maybe 6 games, maybe. Got to give him time. But once he hits his stride, and that's what I'm saying, those of y'all calling for Precious to start, I totally understand it. But at this point, and I have actually thought he might start for before the season, but the way the game is rolling for the Knicks right now, you keep the starting 5 intact. If you're going to add Hart to the bench, you want height with him on the bench, which is why you get Mitch Rob back. Mitch Rob is not going to start. Like I said, El Gato Grande is going to be the 5. He should be. But the second unit with Mitch Rob, Hart, Deuce, and then you add Payne, and now we got Shamet. It's going to be on. It's going to be on for real, especially when you're talking about playoff time. That depth is going to carry the Knicks in playoff time. There's very few second units like that will be like that. Very few second units. The teams that are the top echelon will have second units. Minnesota got a second unit like that. Oklahoma have a second unit like that. The teams that are going to be top echelon teams, Dallas, they're going to be having second units like that. The thing that carried Boston last year was that second unit, with Pritchard leading the call. But you had Hauser, you had Pritchard, you had, there's the other 7 footies used to play for the Knicks. You had a couple of dudes that was leading the charge in the second unit for Boston. Now they got the kid from Utah State. That's what carries you. The starting 5 is expected to be great if you're going to be a top echelon team, but you need them ancillary players. That's what slows down a team like Phoenix, who has top players, spending too much money on them, in my opinion, but don't have a bench because you spent all your money on your 3 top players. So that's going to be important down the road, is what I'm saying. So that's why, you leave the starting 5 as it is. You got a bench now with Precious, Deuce, and Payne. Yesterday, Payne had 19. He was going off 4 3-pointers. That's what he's here for. Somebody a couple of games ago was like, he shoots too much. And I got to remind you, everybody in the NBA that's not the two-way superstar, okay? You got two-way superstars, okay? Very few of them. But outside of the two-way superstars, everybody's a role player. Higher level, lower level, they're all role players. Cam's role is to shoot and play defense. That's his role, okay? He's a point guard, but he's there to shoot and play defense. Speaking of that, Tyler Kolek, congratulations. The young boy got the MVP of the tournament they had in the G League. And some of y'all was like, well, tell me again why he doesn't play. Let me tell you why he doesn't play. Let me give you several reasons. Deuce McBride, Cameron Payne, Landry Shamet, and of course, Jalen Brunson. 4 reasons he's not going to play. Now, next year, the Knicks will have to make a decision between Kolek, Shamet, and Payne. They're going to have to make a decision, okay, next year. One of them guys may not come back. Now, if you favor Kolek to stay, that means Payne is going to leave because Payne is the point guard. Of those 3, Payne and Kolek are point guards. Shamet's an off guard, Deuce can play point and off guard. So Deuce is not even in this equation. We're not dealing with that. In fact, Deuce gonna get extended a year from now. But what we're talking about is your boy Kolek. So if you want to keep Kolek, he's got to take Cameron Payne's spot, basically. And so if they don't bring Cameron Payne back, they're moving up Kolek. The problem with Kolek right now is, yes, as dynamic as he is offensively, he is nowhere near the same universe on defense that Cameron Payne is. He's just not, okay? Can he get there? That's yet to be determined, okay? Because Cameron Payne is there to shoot threes and play defense. Landry Shamet is there to shoot threes and play defense. Deuce McBride is there to shoot threes and play defense. Okay? That's what they got to do. You got one guy that's defensively limited in Jalen Brunson, and he even plays way more defense than Tyler Kolek. So Kolek has got to come up on the defensive end if he's going to be on this team long term. Okay? But that's next summer's problem. He's not going to play this year. I've been telling you that. He's going to get what he got yesterday. Garbage minutes or DMPCDs. And he's going to be in the G League. Okay, do his thing. But next summer, like I said, that's when we're going to see what's up. Can he play defense? He's got to show it in the summer league first, which is the easy part. Then he got to show it in practice, and he's got to show it to Thibs. He got to show he can play defense. That's the thing. And then they'll have to make a decision. That will be the Knicks between Payne and Kolek. And we'll see next summer. I'm going to tell you right now, if the Knicks go to the ECF and win, even if they just get to the Eastern Conference Finals, and Payne plays a big role, hitting big shots in the playoffs, like he's going to do, Payne ain't going nowhere. I'm trying to tell you. But anyway, that makes Kolek trade bait, and we'll see what happens. But that's the situation right now. So all y'all that are mindlessly calling for Kolek to play without any regard to what the situation is, I just explained it to you. Okay, so that's that. But Payne, 19 points. Deuce, stat sheet filler. 12 points, 4 boards, 5 assists, 25 minutes, 2 steals. That's Deuce. 2 3-pointers, 50%. I got to look up where he stands as far as percentage-wise on three-pointer, as far as the NBA league leaders and percentage on three-pointers, because this guy is shooting. I haven't looked at it, but I'm telling you, I can see it. This guy is shooting a high-level percentage from three. Okay, and so Thibs did yell at him yesterday because there was a loose ball and he didn't dive on the floor. See, that's what I'm saying. Thibs, he don't play that. So Deuce knows he got it straight. So he took Deuce out, chewed him out, then put him back in, and then we keep going from there. So that's why I love Thibs, and that's why I love Deuce. They had 34 assists yesterday. They had only 35 rebounds, which that's not that we're gonna need more board help than that, but they'll get it. And they had 16 turnovers. So again, it's showing you what kind of talent this team has to be able to blow out a team, not really playing their full game. And they're going to be able to play their full game. So here we go. We got the Spurs next on national TV at noon. It's not going to be easy. Okay, by the way, no Mo Wagner, no Franz Wagner, no Paolo Banchero. And the Orlando Magic beat Boston last night. Now, Boston was missing Tatum, okay? But they had everybody else. They had enough to be the Boston Celtics. They had KP out there. They lose to Orlando with no Paolo, no Franz Wagner, no Mo Wagner. The other night, they beat somebody. They had none of them guys out there. Cole Anthony comes off the bench and gets 35. First of all, Jamal Mosley is a tremendous coach. He's proven it. Okay, he's proven it. Orlando, like I said, I think they're going to be top 4 in the East. I said it just the other day. They're gritty. They're tough. They're well coached. They're talented. And here they're playing without 3 of their top guys. I mean, Suggs is in and out. Suggs was there last night, but this ain't no easy. This team ain't no easy out. And we got them Friday. So we got we'll deal with that then, but I'm saying don't expect no easy win in Orlando. This is going to be a barn burner. It's going to be a drag out. So now I said all that to say The Knicks got to tighten up this turnover situation. They can't be letting teams turn them over. They got to get back to 10, 12 turnovers or less. 8 would be great. They got to keep the turnover. And yesterday, Hart was throwing the ball all over the place. Okay? He got to tighten that up. All right? So he was throwing the ball all over the place. But that we got to control. We got to get stronger boards. And I think that's a function. Agato's doing his thing. But Precious doing his too. He got 7 boards yesterday, and then Nobi chipped in with 7. But I think we needed some more from Hart yesterday. We got 3 boards from him yesterday. Maybe that's all that was needed. Hart is that Swiss Army knife. He does what's needed. He's always gonna bring energy, but usually he's good for 9 boards or more. Yesterday he got 3, but whatever. But we were light. We got to have the rebound. We got to cut the turnovers, right? And the perimeter defense though. I'm liking what I'm seeing. They're doing really good on that perimeter defense. And so as we expected with Cameron Payne and Deuce, and now you're getting Shamet back, the perimeter defense is going to go up, a notch. So, yeah, I'm liking that. But they got to cut the turnovers. They got to be tighter at the end of a game. And see, all of y'all that's out here talking about Thibs should take them out because somebody, blah, 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 blah. This is the league. In 5 minutes, a 20-point league can be gone. This is the league. Okay, all it takes is one hot shooting NBA player. That's all. One NBA player that's hot, and your 20-point lead can disappear. The Knicks were up by as many as 33, and they cut it to 13 in the fourth quarter. Okay, that can happen. That's why Thibs will wait until your 2-minute mark or less before he starts putting in the garbage time crew. Okay, because a lead can disappear, or he'll wait till the opponent starts taking out all their high-level players, and then he'll put his low-level players in there. But that's why he keeps the starters in as long as he does. Okay, so some of y'all just stupidly whining about why is he not taking out the starters? Because the other team can come back, and it's the league, and it can happen in less than 5 minutes. That's why he waits. He waits till 2 minutes or less. And he's got at least a 20-point lead, then he can sub people in, okay? And that's what he did last night. So that's why the game, if you look at it, is 139-125. They won by 14. They were up by 33. Okay, it was very sloppy at the end. And he was not happy, and I wasn't either. I'm glad we got the win. It was dominant. But listen, you got to tighten that up, okay? So turnovers got to be reduced. Rebounds increased. You got to keep discipline and control 48 minutes, a 48-minute game. This is the league. So now we got San Antonio next, Chris Paul, Victor Wembanyama, and all them. We'll deal with that tomorrow. But for today, we got 4 straight. They're 19-10. They're full game up on Orlando, who ain't going nowhere. And then we're only 3 games from Boston right now for the 2nd seed in the East. And Boston getting ready to get a schedule situation. And the Knicks getting ready to get a very positive schedule situation coming into January. And I'm telling y'all, somebody losing their spot. Y'all enjoy today. Be safe out there. Hope your family is safe. Enjoy. Shalom.